the job interview. Cora was watching the weather forecast on TV. The weatherman said, "Tonight, the wind will be very strong. Be careful if you go out." "I hope the wind will be gone by tomorrow," thought Cora. "I have a job interview. I want the job very much." Cora went to bed early, but she did not sleep well. The wind was very strong and noisy. She could hear bangs and crashes. The windows rattled. After a while, the wind died down, but Cora still couldn't sleep. "I am so nervous about my job interview. I want to do well," she thought. Finally, it was morning. The sun was shining. There was no wind. "I am so pleased," thought Cora. "The weather is okay." After breakfast, Cora dressed for her job interview. She put on her best two-piece suit and high-heeled shoes. She spent a long time doing her hair and makeup. Cora lived in an old farmhouse. There was a long driveway from the road to the house. She got into her car. "Do I have everything?" "Yes, I have my CV. I have my phone. I have my wallet. I have the address of the company I want to work at." Cora drove down the driveway. She stopped the car quickly. There was a big tree lying across the driveway. There was no room to drive her car onto the road. Cora jumped out of her car and ran to the tree. "Oh no, that tree fell over in the wind. What can I do? I can't move it. I will miss my job interview." She started crying. Then Cora heard a voice. "Cora, are you okay?" It was her next-door neighbor. His name was Mr. Jenkins. "Yes, I'm okay," said Cora. "But I can't get out, and I have a job interview." "I came out to the road to look in my mailbox," said Mr. Jenkins. "I saw the tree. Then I heard your car. Then I heard you crying. Don't worry." Cora could hear Mr. Jenkins on the other side of the tree. "I can't move it," he said. "We need men and machinery." "But I have a job interview." Cora was very unhappy. "Okay, you can't climb over it, but you are a small person. Maybe you can crawl under it," said Mr. Jenkins. "I will get my cutters. I can cut some small branches." Cora waited. Mr. Jenkins cut the small branches near the ground. He made a small space under the big tree trunk. "Now you must crawl on the ground like a baby," he said. Cora looked at her best suit and her good shoes. "I might get to the interview, but I will look terrible," she thought. She went back to the car and found a supermarket bag. She put her shoes, jacket, and purse in the bag. Then she got down on the ground. She pushed the bag in front of her and crawled under the tree. Sticks and leaves pulled at her hair. Her face was covered in dust, but she kept moving. Mr. Jenkins was pulling branches to make more room for her. He was shouting, "Come on, Cora, you can do it." Finally, Cora was on the other side of the tree. She stood up. Her face and hands and knees were bleeding. She had leaves in her hair. "I can't go to the interview like this. I look like a crazy person," she said. Mr. Jenkins laughed. "Of course you can. I will drive you there. You can make yourself tidy in the car. Where is the interview?" "It's at Safe and Well Insurance Company on Colombo Street," said Cora. "Get in my car and wait a minute," said Mr. Jenkins. "I must go and tell my wife I am going out for a while." Cora got in the car. She took off her tights. They had many holes in them. She found some tissues and some wet wipes. She cleaned her face and hands and knees. "Mr. Jenkins has been gone a long time," she thought. "I will be late. It doesn't matter. No one will give me a job when I look like this." Mr. Jenkins came back. He jumped into the car. "Thank you, Mr. Jenkins," said Cora. "But I give up. I don't want to go. I can't get this job." "Don't worry," he said. "Everything will be fine." He drove down the road. He was smiling. When they reached Colombo Street, Mr. Jenkins parked outside the office building. "Go in," he said. "I will wait for you here." Cora went into the building. Her hands and knees hurt. She felt very bad. She went to the front desk. "My name is Cora Forrester," she said. "I have an interview with Miss Fargo." The receptionist looked at her strangely. "Yes," she said. "Miss Fargo is waiting for you. But do you know you have leaves in your hair? Can I help you take them out?" "Yes, please," said Cora. The receptionist stood up and came from behind her desk. She took the leaves and small pieces of wood out of Cora's hair. "That's better," she said. "Miss Fargo's office is down the hall. Her name is on the door." Cora went to the office and knocked on the door. "Come in," said Miss Fargo. A beautiful, smart woman was waiting for her. "You are Cora," she said. Yes. Sit down. You have the job," said Miss Fargo. "What?" Cora could not believe it. "But you haven't looked at my CV. You haven't asked me any questions. And I look very untidy. I look very bad. I had a phone call from your neighbor. He told me what happened. He told me what you did. You must want this job very much. So that means I want to hire you."
The end. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more helpful content. Share your thoughts in the comments.